Hi team, making a sleepy pre-bed video because there's just so much going on. We gotta stay paying attention. So I'll start with my favorite story, and that is the GOP accidentally tanking their own legislation. This is the legislation that the GOP was trying to pass to ban the use of federal funds in the regulation of gas stoves, I think. They're sticking it to the libs by destroying our war on gas, whatever. It's dumb. But 12 Republicans voted against getting it onto the floor, basically. There was a rules vote about voting on the legislation. And 12 of the Freedom Caucus Republicans joined the Democrats in taking the bill. And they include, Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz and Chip Roy and, I think Andy Biggs and a bunch of idiots. Which is funny because they're idiots, but they're doing the right thing, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. And so, whatever, broken clocks. They're doing it because they want to embarrass Kevin McCarthy, which, again, for me, a right reason. That's okay, but whatever. It's just GOP infighting, and it's really entertaining. Another hilarious thing that happened is that Donald Trump's lawyers, one of Donald Trump's lawyers, one of the new guys, sent a letter brief to the judge in his lawsuit against Michael Cohen, $500 million lawsuit against Michael Cohen, where the lawyer accused Michael Cohen of being caustic. Really? Using words like frivolous and scattershot. You use these adjectives to describe our lawsuit, and you're going to bias the court against us. Apparently it was 30 pages of whining. A couple of big important news stories. One is that Mark Meadows has finally testified in front of at least one grand jury. We don't know which one yet at this point, but he went in there and it's kind of sort of looking like he may have answered questions. That's really cool and surprising, actually. But, we'll see what he said. He's a lying liar who burns documents in the White House fireplaces. So, whatever. Also, we've discovered that there has been a grand jury impaneled in Florida. And really the only thing I feel like that could be is staff at Mar-a-Lago. Because of... So, we've heard of Walt and Alta moving boxes. And now we know that maintenance dude named Carlos was like, hey, I want to help my friend Walt Nauta, who's moving these heavy boxes. Don't know where they're going, but don't know what's in them, but okay, whatevs. So he helped move them. And then in October, accidentally flooded the server room by draining the pool into the server room where they keep the surveillance data, like surveillance cameras. So, that's convenient. That was right after he had been looking into, hey, how does this surveillance system work? And what kind of stuff does it capture? So there's a grand jury impaneled in Florida, and I bet they're pretty interested in that kind of thing. Also, Donald Trump was trying to get a dismissed case that he had brought against Twitter back into the courts. And his argument was, look, the Twitter files totally prove that I was totally right. That Twitter was under government control and blah, 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 and it's all this. And then Twitter's lawyers came back with, no, dude, the Twitter files, didn't say anything at all, which is hilarious considering what Elon Musk is saying. But, one of the things that Ben Meiselas on the Midas Touch Network said recently, specifically about this issue, was that this is why it's so important to actually read the documents or, know what the legal briefs say. Because they have to tell the truth in the legal briefs. There's penalties. There's actual criminal penalties if you lie in court. So what Elon says on Twitter is a whole different thing than what is actually being argued in court. And so that's why we do these kinds of deep dives. And the big question was who was going to be first. Was it going to be Fani Willis or was it going to be Jack Smith? I mean, no, who's going to be first out of those two. Alvin Bragg was first. Good job, Bragg. But yeah, Fonnie Willis, Jack Smith, what's going to happen? It's looking like it's going to be Jack Smith. We know that Fonnie Willis's decision is going to come sometime July, first 2 weeks of August. But it looks like Jack Smith's decision is going to be here, next week. Super soon. So, that's some of what I'm paying attention to. I'm super sleepy, so I'm going to bed. But you tell me. There's 1,000 of you now paying attention to what we're talking about here. So, what are you paying attention to?